Hi everybody. Welcome back to video number 2 of my tuba collection sort of archive and what is it series. I thought I'd go with the, I don't know, rarer or cooler horns than the workhorses that I use just because I don't play these as much and I'd like an excuse to show them off. This is my marching tuba. It's a Pan-American Helicon, and I believe it's the exact same body as the Conn 14K sousaphone. So it's not the big 20K size body, it's a smaller one. Same size as the fiberglass 36K as well. I acquired this, I don't know, back in December, maybe January or so of 2024 or 2025, whatever month it was. And it was right in my backyard. It was a price I couldn't ignore, but it does need some work. Um, this is a 3-valve B flat model, and it plays okay. For what I use it for, it's totally fine, but it does need a valve job. It could do with some dent work. It could probably do with a cleaning, but it's very low on my list of priorities. So, it is what it is. It did, however, come with a neck and bits, which is super nice because a lot of times when you're buying a used sousaphone, used Helicon, whatever, they don't come with that. Now, there's a couple quirky bits similar to actually the Holton 350 that I talked about last time. I think the first valve slide is too long. We've got that flat second space C again, and it's probably again because they compromise and build first and third too long to get low C, low B natural, and such in tune. But when they do that, they throw off the mid register. Now, it could also be that the horn's leaking. I try to seal it up with some ultra pure black label, which is that bottle right there. But, it needs a valve job. And that's getting more and more expensive these days. Less and less people do it. So really the financially better option probably is to find a beater fiberglass sousaphone and just harvest the valve section from there, and paste it on here. Obviously, we want the valves to be in good condition, but I think that's probably what I'm going to do. It's not like this horn is anything quote unquote special. It's rare just because it's a Helicon, but the valve sections, those are a dime a dozen. I don't care if it's raw brass, if it's lacquer, and the rest of the horn silver, but at some point, I'm going to have that replaced, I think. I don't think it's worth the financial expense to rebuild. But I don't know. It's just something I've been considering. I only use this thing about once or twice a year. And, or I shouldn't say this thing, but a marching tuba or sousaphone or whatever once or twice a year. But it'll be fun to bring out to those, Independence Day parades and occasional alumni band stuff. It'll just be fun. I also bring it to school sometimes to teach elementary band. It's just the kids get a kick out of it, and it's fun. But as far as how it plays, I suspect it's leaking from somewhere, but it plays okay. Low F really roars out of the horn, which is interesting. But I've got that yellow towel under it because the valves leak all over your clothes, as is typical with sousaphones and Helicons. So, it definitely needs some work. But for the price, I was totally happy with it. What I find a little bit more interesting is actually the stand that I have for it. This is a modified Yamaha or Randall May 3/4 tuba stand. Now, when I say, modified, all I really had to do was take the provided Allen wrenches and rearrange some of the parts into the configuration that you see here, and it is a perfect Helicon stand. My local music store was blowing it out for $50, so I found that to be an awesome deal. It's, as you can see, it's a quad leg base. It does actually tilt up and down. It will very likely hold a sousaphone, but for the Helicon, I mean, as you can see, it's perfectly balanced. It's not in any danger of falling over, and it's out of the way, off of the floor. You know, it's just really nice to have. For Helicons, this is probably your best option because the Hercules sousaphone stand and similar ones, you know, they don't fit the Helicon correctly because they don't have that, you know, sort of elbow there where the bell mounts, because it's just straight off of the body. So just something to consider. If you can find one of these, you can rearrange it into this configuration. Other than that, you know, you're looking at spending $130 on custom made stands that are pretty much the same thing with just some hooks on the top. So it's a good option, especially for Helicons. That's about it for this one. A little bit shorter than the Holton. I have less to say about it, just because I haven't played it as much and it needs a bunch of work. So I'll keep you updated, though, if I find a valve section or something like that. But it's a cool horn to have, and I'm glad that I have it. All right, that's about it. Hope you enjoyed. Bye.